Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I want to try to talk a little bit about, we talk about the shit hits the fan and boy, what we're going to do and all this kind of stuff. What I want to try to do is explain what happens after the shit hits the fan. How it is going to affect your life. Why is it that you are preparing? And what, in other words, what it is you're preparing for to either avoid or how to cope with a situation easier. That's what preparing is all about. And I want to specifically, like I say, I'm set up to be out in the country. Already, we grow our own food, we raise our own stock, we have work, we do things. That's what we do. Yes, we go to the grocery store. Yes, we do this stuff. Not so often. We can buy enough supplies on a weekly. And now, when I had total control over my life, and I had my own house, I had everything. I could buy a month's supply of food. Besides, I already had stocked up on freeze-dried food. I had 6 months supply of freeze-dried food, so really all I needed was just kind of supplement the other stuff, and I would rotate my stock and all this stuff. So in other words, you could stop my food from coming in and I would still be okay for months, and that would be for me and my whole family. Okay, now, like I say, my life is different, and I lived in a small town at that time. Now, like I say, my life is different. I don't have a house. Matter of fact, I have very little. I've simplified my life a lot, but I've replaced the stuff that I had. I replaced it with knowledge, experience, and wisdom, and balls. I don't mind doing what I have to do. It doesn't bother me. I know, just like when if you read the end of a book and then you start the book, a lot of stuff won't surprise you because you know what the end result's going to be. That's the way I've been in life. I have seen and witnessed. I've been involved in it. I've done a lot of stuff to the end of life. I know what end of life is. Not end of life for me, but I've seen the end of life of many, many people. And not only the physical part, I've seen them die. Not only that, but I've seen their life structured has been so, everything was right, everything was rosy red, everything was great, and everything went to shit. And I've seen how it affected their lives. In other words, I've seen people's lives go to hell. My life has gone to hell many times. Now, as I got older, it doesn't go to hell as often. But as I get older, when it does go to hell, it hurts a whole lot worse, such as the death of my wife. So when bad things happen now, as I'm older, it's a lot more harder. But I say, every time I think I've already gone to all the hell I can go through, something worse happens. So this is what I'm trying to do, is I want to try to explain what's coming up after the shit hits the fan. Okay, like I said, in the country. Now I'm set up in the country. It's not my house. It's some people that I've made arrangements with, and it's everything that I've already talked about. I mean, I've got supplies there. I've shared knowledge and experience with them. We're working together to get things done. So these are things I've already talked about. Okay, now, when it comes to the city people, this is where, so in other words, if shit hits the fan in my life, not down here I'm screwed no matter what, but once I get back up in my area in Oklahoma, shit hits the fan, it really won't affect my life much other than what we've already talked about. I'm trying to, I will be part of 3-man militias that are going to secure our area. And we got a little small community. It's not even a town. It's too small for a town. Okay, so it will not, the shit hits the fan will not really affect my life that much once I get situated back in Oklahoma in my small community. But I mean, in a way of, when I say affect my life, my own living standards will not be affected that much. Other than, like I say, I'm going to have to deal with all the outside forces that are going to be coming in. Okay, now what I want to talk about is the city people. Okay, now let's say the shit hit the fan yesterday. Okay, you see people going crazy, dumb things. You watch, you know, on they have a test on TV. This is just a test. Okay, and okay, now they're operating that, and they're telling you, well, stay calm. Everything is going to be okay. You know, okay. Now, when they're telling you that, they're lying. For one thing, they're controlling the information. When you just think about it, every time we go to war with somebody, we always have bad things to say about this person. He's a pervert. He's, you know, he doesn't pay his taxes. He's no telling what. They always say bad things about him. That's propaganda. And that's basically what they're doing right now when they're doing this test, and they're telling you everything is okay, just stay in your homes, everything will be all right. What they're doing is feeding you propaganda. What it is, when people go out on the streets and they're moving around and doing all this, it causes more confusion for them. Because they are trying to control everybody. Right now, everything is smooth, everything is great, so they have you under control. But once you get to the point where you're confused and you don't know what's going on, there's no more football game, the stores are empty, you don't have any more beer and potato chips. You know, I mean, what are you going to do? You know, so this is what I'm saying. They're trying to keep you calm. This is what they're telling you. Okay, now what they're doing, now I'm talking about if things are perfect, if things run perfect. Okay, if things run perfect, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be bringing in FEMA. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be making sure that the roads are clear, supplies are going to be coming back in, the stores will get replenished. I mean, the people are panicking because the stores are empty already, and now they don't know what they're going to do because they don't have any food saved up, no chips and stuff saved up. So everybody's confused, and then that's what's going to make things crazy. But don't worry, FEMA is coming. Now, when FEMA comes, FEMA isn't just going to fill up the grocery stores. There's going to be certain requirements, and it's going to be the same thing when FEMA's there. There's going to be martial law also. Okay, now this martial law, they want you to stay in your house. So what they're going to be doing is you can shop in the stores local. They don't want you moving from one community to another community, so they want to see your ID. And then when they see your ID, well, what are you doing in this? What are you doing in this community? And this is what martial law is you've lost the freedom of travel. And that's why I say when you're driving, you need ID because you're driving. If you're not driving, if you're walking, or if you're a passenger in the car, you shouldn't have to show your ID. If you do, that's martial law. So, in other words, they're restricting your travel. Because why are they looking at your ID? But they want to know who you are and what you're doing in this, out of your area. They're restricting your travel. So, that's what they're going to be doing. So, and I don't know, like I say, when it's perfect, they'll be able to do it within the first day, maybe the second day. They'll be able to get something in line and keep people from moving around. Because as they're moving, they don't, like I say, they have no control. So no telling, there's going to be looters, there's going to be bandits, there's going to be all kinds of weird things going on. And you'll learn every time I talk about bandits, you're going to learn and understand what I'm talking about. Because it's going to be gangs that are going to go together. Now see, down here they don't have guns. So the bandits are more armed with sticks, machetes, you know, this type of stuff. Now in the United States, the bandits are going to be armed with firearms. Now a lot of them won't even have bullets in them because they don't know how to use these firearms, and when you load them, they might hurt themselves. So a lot of times they won't have, but you don't know. You don't know who's got the bullets or not. So the bandits will be robbing you as you're going to be taking your food. Like I say, if you leave the house, they're going to take your food, they're going to take whatever you have, they want to check you. Kind of like the military is going to be doing. But the same thing, you might be a looter, they want to check to see what you've been doing, what kind of stuff you have in your backpack. So you're going to have to deal with people on the road or on the streets. Now, if you choose to stay in your house, because, like I say, in a perfect shit-hit-the-fan situation, within a matter of a few days, the government will have everything under control. And when I say have everything under control, I'm talking about having you under control. In other words, in a few days, there'll be enough troops out there, police, military, and all this kind of stuff, to keep the people under control. That's the good thing. Now, are you going to be able to go to work? I don't know if you're going to be able to go to work. It depends. A lot of this stuff depends on what kind of shit hit the fan it is. If it's economical or economic type disaster where the dollar just goes to hell, I don't know. Okay. If it's let's see, what's that? The kind of bomb where they take out all the electric and all that kind of stuff. You know, if it's something like that, you know, it just depends. It depends on what happens. Is it a disease, some kind of disease that's running rampant and killing everybody? I don't know. If it's a bomb, a dirty bomb, they blow up a dirty bomb, and you don't have what I call radiation, chemical radiation militia, what are you going to do? I mean, the militia would be able to tell you what to do. I know what I would do. The first thing I'd be doing is taking potassium iodide, and that's a pill. And what it does, it puts iodine, fills your thyroid up with iodine. You take, I think, one a day, and then I'd get the hell out of there. You know, so, but they don't want you leaving because of all the congestion on the streets. And what are you going to do for food when you're backed up traffic and you're away from home and all this kind of stuff? You know, so they don't want you out. And so, maybe the best thing to do is stay. The only thing is, your neighbor's not going to have all the stuff that they need. The people down the street aren't. So, in other words, eventually, people are going to want to get into your house.